matter how many cars I drive, no matter how many women I had, no matter how many guys was up under my control, I was a full clown. You know why I was a clown? Because everything.
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
All I was saying was my father had briefed me on what's going on, and I said, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm proud of y'all for the sake of Allah. You know, I love y'all for the sake of Allah, you know.
Little Durk and Charleston White just started a new drama, and it's for the most surprising cause this time. Charleston criticized Durk in his most recent Say Cheese TV appearance for being overly optimistic, rather than for using violence or having a grudge. Charleston claims that he doesn't agree with Little Durk's new perspective following his incarceration. The change occurred when Little Durk called into a Minnesota mosque gathering where his father was addressing young people in the area. Stopping an impending dispute between local youth groups was the aim, an important moment of solidarity.
Doing better, man. We all gotta take chances, and we can accomplish a lot right now. So I just want to let y'all know that we're with y'all 100%. You know, when I get out of here, inshallah, ASAP before October or during trial, as it goes, I'm gonna leave an example. And I told them I want to come down there and see y'all, so speak to y'all. So you know what I'm saying? Get y'all math right, get y'all brotherhood together, and get on the team. I love y'all for the sake of Allah.
Love.
Lil Durk also sent a message of peace, imploring everyone to put an end to the bloodshed and the turmoil. However, Charleston White didn't sense that at all. Many people think Durk's peace movement didn't begin until after he was imprisoned. However, that is untrue. He has been on that route for a very long time. It's obvious that Durk has been attempting to change for the last year or two, particularly since releasing All My Life. He seems more interested in recovery and development than retaliation after years of loss and turmoil. Charleston White, however, asserts that Lil Durk's recent music demonstrates his softening. He cited Durk's most recent birthday freestyle, claiming that because Durk muffled his own profanity, it felt too clean. That raised a red flag for Charleston. He asked why it takes incarceration to start acting morally and why Durk required time in prison to eventually spread optimism. Supporters are divided over Charleston's critique. While some claim he's just stirring things up once more, others believe he's revealing more about the industry's drive to alter perception. When a celebrity strikes, some fans believe that Lil Durk may be going too far in his music by bleeping out words, almost as if he's overanalyzing it. Some contend that a few unpolished lines wouldn't hurt his reputation or message, while others think Durk is acting out of genuine conviction that he is staying faithful to his spiritual path and totally embracing his faith, declaring, "I'm not going back. My life has been devoted to God." During his SEC TV interview, Charleston White was questioned about this, and his response took a surprising turn. He didn't immediately criticize Durk, but he quickly began to foretell the rapper's bleak destiny. Charleston asserted that Lil Durk might have major legal issues, stating that his career might be over and that no one would even bring up him or F again in 4 or 5 years.
Has been arrested for
It's been longer than that. Longer than that.
Nah, it's been a year to the day, 365
Oh, it
days.
seemed like 3 years. Who I know? No wonder he talking Allah talking. When he get out, he go lead right with purple.
Murder for hire.
Oh boy, that's what. Listen, this is why I say jail is the best thing for. I ain't never heard Durk sound so peaceful and sincere. Boy, say Allah. He say Allah, Alhamdulillah after every word.
Many folks were horrified by those remarks. It was obvious that the narrator disagreed with Charleston's perspective. He maintained that Durk's transition appears sincere and that converting to faith shouldn't be laughed at. Nevertheless, Charleston brought up a more significant concern regarding what he observes occurring in certain areas of the town. People only turn to religion when they are experiencing severe difficulties. He claimed that fear or situation, rather than the heart, is often the source of transformation for many people. Charleston then contrasted it with the practices of other localities. He asserted that although some youths may be raised in challenging circumstances, they are not compelled to live on the streets and can instead choose to pursue sports or education. He said in certain cultures, if someone wants to study or chase dreams, they are encouraged, not pressured, to follow the wrong path. Charleston's remarks sparked a heated discussion. Is he criticizing hypocrisy, or is he only making light of someone who is at last making an effort to improve? Charleston White expanded on his analogy by stating that in certain Latino neighborhoods, people who choose the street life do so frequently because they genuinely choose it rather than because they are coerced into it. He asserted that it's a deliberate choice for them, and those people frequently follow a strict code of conduct. However, he contended that many young men in challenging neighborhoods in his own community aren't particularly interested in that way of life. They simply feel stuck and have no viable choices. He clarified that in some situations, trying to live up to moral standards as an ordinary person can actually make life more difficult. Some people may not regard someone who merely wishes to attend school or work a respectable job. They might experience pressure, jealousy, or even abuse simply for desiring a different future, rather than encouragement. According to Charleston, there is a cycle whereby some street people begin to view those who avoid trouble as outsiders. They undermine them rather than elevate them. He presented a grim image of young people being dragged back into their daily routines and discouraged from pursuing ambition. Many of these neighborhoods don't even belong to the people who are claiming them, he continued. The majority of the inhabitants depend on aid to survive, while the properties are owned by others. He believes that the fact that individuals are battling for control of areas they do not even own makes the situation even more terrible. Charleston was perceived by some listeners as being brutally honest, while others thought he was giving an overly generalized picture. Nevertheless, his remarks sparked a challenging discussion about opportunity, mentality, and what it actually takes to end patterns that impede communities.
If they can just gather up every last one of them coming out that NBA concert when they buy them tickets after the end of the show and march their ass up on them goddamn FEMA buses and take them to a FEMA camp and let them disappear for about I say 4 years. And they'll be, alhamdulillah, on every goddamn thing. So now, homie, he's sincere though. But what ends up happening, everything is sincere from jail.
Charleston White went on to make the point that a large number of residents in underprivileged areas reside in areas that get government funding. Assistance is frequently provided for daily necessities, including food, rent, and other expenses. However, he asserted that some people continue to behave as though they own those blocks, dictating who is allowed and who is not. He believes that the young people growing up there are under strain because of this fictitious sense of ownership. He clarified that a lot of children choose not to live on the streets because they genuinely want to. They simply feel confined. For some, it's about trying to survive in a setting that doesn't provide them many options, safety, or belonging. According to Charleston, some people turn to their faith when they are incarcerated, not only for spiritual development, but also for safety and tranquility. Being religious in jail is a way for many to find structure, brotherhood, and calm after chaos, he said. He claims that the choice is frequently more about adjusting to a harsh situation than it is about holding on to a long-time belief. He asserted that people are frequently allowed to follow their own paths in other communities. They can coexist in the same neighborhoods without feeling compelled to join gangs or use violence to establish their identities. Charleston made a more general argument with it. He thinks that people are kept in a cycle in some neighborhoods by a lack of community support and opportunities. Those who give up on their own aspirations hold them back, rather than inspiring them to rise above. The narrator did clarify, though, that although Charleston had strong beliefs, not everyone shared them. In his opinion, Charleston went too far in predicting that Lil Durk's career will end. He thinks Durk has established himself and can easily continue to be relevant for many years to come, particularly on the path he is now going, mature, purposeful, and laser-focused. Lil Durk has been imprisoned for approximately a year, and during that time, things have become chaotic around his former group, the narrator noted. Numerous residents of his former neighborhood have encountered new legal challenges. Everyone associated with that circle has had a difficult time, from drug-related arrests to robbery accusations. Nevertheless, the narrator made it apparent that individuals often confuse things. Although Lil Durk may have ties to O-Block, F and O-Block are not the same person. Court documents actually reveal hostility between Durk's camp and some residents. These connections aren't as close as many think, as reports even hint at previous conflicts between F and other local leaders. The narrator vehemently disagrees with Charleston White's assertion that the work is finished. He believes there is still more to Durk's story. He believes that Lil Durk might return stronger than before and could even rank among the most popular rappers in the world if he wins his present lawsuit and returns home unharmed. However, he stressed that it will be crucial to remain genuine and steer clear of controversy. He brought up the experiences of other musicians who encountered public criticism due to rumors and leaked documents, stating that if Durk ever had such a situation, it could harm his comeback. However, the narrator deemed Charleston's prognosis that Lil Durk would live his entire life behind bars to be unrealistic.
When I call home and say, I'm gonna kick your he mean that in his heart. In his heart when he said, you got my he mean it in his heart. But by the time they let him out, he don't. But you know what? Because he said that mean, hateful thing in his heart at that moment, and he meant it, God honored.
He clarified that there isn't much conclusive proof against Durk in the documents that are currently available. According to reports, authorities looked through his devices and discovered nothing obviously incriminating. And even digital data like his iCloud is said to lack significant evidence linking him to any serious crimes. The narrator concluded by stating that although authorities are still examining the information provided by other parties, there's currently no reason to think Durk is facing life in prison, and that should he escape, the world had better prepare for a huge comeback. Fans have been on edge due to the Lil Durk issue. However, it has also spurred more in-depth discussion about how major musicians are treated by the legal system. Many draw attention to the fact that prosecutors frequently advance narratives before the evidence even supports them, particularly when a rapper is well-known, wealthy, and influential. Durk's predicament seems to be yet another instance of how the court of public opinion operates more quickly than a traditional courtroom. According to insiders, Durk's attorneys are remaining vigilant and thoroughly examining all of the digital data that the federal government gathered. They have even drawn attention to the fact that a large portion of the information circulated online is based on unconfirmed court records or rumors. Durk's camp is remaining silent because of this. They are aware that it would be better for his defense if he spoke less in public. Charleston White, however, continues to emphasize that Durk's character shift is the result of image work. However, Durk's close associates claim it's real growth. They highlight his work in the community, his mentoring endeavors, and his focus on peace. The conflict between street perception and real-life change has never been more apparent. Regardless of the truth, Durk's crew has been putting in endless effort behind the scenes to preserve his reputation and brand. Despite being imprisoned, his music streams remain consistent. Fans continue to quote his songs daily, and his YouTube channel is active. It demonstrates that his voice is still valued in the community.
He got to suffer for that. Same when you do good. You say, oh Lord, I'm gonna go to Jumu'ah service, I'm gonna stop sneaking and eating pies with the pork sauce in it. You know, there's some food the Muslims can't eat because they got pork something in it. They got whatever kind they can't supposed to eat it. All kind of cakes and snacks, but this still pop open a Snicker. And I think that Snicker got some pork derivative products in it.
If he prevails in his case, there are rumors that a major label is already organizing a huge comeback rollout. They have been preserving songs that were recorded before his incarceration, according to sources. Content that, if released, could easily top the charts. Because of the excitement, some insiders even think Durk's next effort may hit platinum in a matter of weeks. Although Charleston White's criticisms garner media attention, Durk's legacy appears to be unaffected. If anything, they pique interest. Fans turn to Durk's older tunes whenever Charleston casts shade. The figures are honest. Even when he is silent, his name always sparks conversation. Meanwhile, other rappers have begun to take notice of Charleston White's remarks. Some concur with him, claiming that the sector has shifted its focus from accountability to post-incarceration rebranding. Others contend that the main goal is change. Instead of being derided, growth ought to be praised. Supporters of Durk maintain that his metamorphosis resulted from introspection rather than coercion. They talk about how losing close friends and being charged with major crimes completely changed his perspective on life. Pain like that transforms individuals. It either improves them or breaks them, and Durk decided to improve, according to those closest to him. However, Charleston doesn't think so. He has been criticizing musicians in his most recent interviews who he feels are feigning spirituality for publicity's sake. He says it's a fad rather than genuine faith.
In jail, and they say, oh Allah, Look like I'm out of here. If you can just save me, I'm finna start now. I'm gonna pray 5 times a day. I'm gonna make sure I put my forehead all the way on the carpet this time. Cause not a lot of ladies don't wanna put their forehead all the way down. I watched them. That ain't proper prayer. So that's why they block their blessing. So God know when you come to him in jail.
Fans who witness this back and forth, however, claim that power is more important than faith. When a rapper tries to reinvent himself, who gets to tell the story? It's crazy how this whole conversation about Durk and Charleston has developed into something more. The case of a single rapper is no longer the only one. It concerns culture, atonement, and how celebrity alters what authenticity means. There is currently a lot of discussion online around the notion that you cannot change without being called a fake. Supporters of Durk contend that he is a living example of progress, demonstrating that one can change, even from a difficult upbringing. Charleston's supporters counter that he's only being honest and pointing out inconsistencies that others are too afraid to bring up. This conflict of viewpoints is what keeps the story trending on social media. According to music critics, Durk's upcoming album might completely change his reputation, transforming him from a drill icon into an inspirational leader. It might permanently silence critics like Charleston, if that occurs. However, until the verdict is rendered, nothing is guaranteed. At the moment, everything depends on the court's decision. Durk's attorneys are certain, claiming that the evidence is insufficient. They are prepared to demonstrate his innocence with the help of witnesses, authenticated records, and digital specialists. But the spotlight is still very much present. Within hours, every update turns into a trending headline.
You're the most sincere. You're the most. You have the most humility. And you mean in your heart that you'll never do this again, because these conditions have caused that. And God knows you mean it. But God also knows 2 years from now, when I let you out of here, you back to the same dirt. So we can't save you this time, boy. We got to send you on up that road. And white folk want it. They talking death penalty.
Neither has Charleston White slowed down. He has recently made statements that imply that if the situation becomes more difficult, Durk's calm persona won't endure. Fans, however, see right through that. They think Durk's silence only serves to bolster his image, that Charleston feeds on controversy. As of right now, Durk's camp is still focused. They are planning for the future because they are aware that a single triumph might permanently alter their legacy. One thing is certain, regardless of when he leaves, the world is waiting to see whatever iteration of Lil Durk returns to the spotlight. With a clear objective, Durk's family and staff have been preserving his legacy while he is still incarcerated. Preserve his reputation, hold on to his power, and ensure that the public recognizes the man he has grown into. Not only his identity, every public declaration from his camp emphasizes his development, self-control, and fresh perspective. They have stated unequivocally that this is not the Lil Durk of bygone eras.
Just to scare you, but you're getting 20, 30 years. What's that boy's name? What's his real name? What's Durk's real name? The Voice? Say The Voice.
Yeah, the voice.
The Voice. Yeah. You in 2037. And that's just right around the corner. 2037. Think about Durk. Just think about, they barely mentioning Charlie Kirk now. And they were talking about putting him on a nickel, taking the nickel.
Even within. According to reports, Durk reads, writes, and plans his future movements for the majority of his time. According to insiders, he has been guiding younger prisoners in an effort to change their perspective and discourage harmful behaviors. According to those close to him, his composure has even taken the guards by surprise. He has been concentrating on self-control, prayer, and optimism. Charleston White, however, isn't slowing down. He continues to remind them about Durk's past whenever he can. He believes that the old Durk is not erased by the new one. However, popular opinion is changing. People adore comeback stories, particularly when they seem genuine. And if Durk really continues in this direction, his metamorphosis may speak more than any interview ever could. It's becoming more evident with time that Durk's impact extends beyond just music. There is now a clear leadership void in the Chicago rap scene as a result of his absence. Formerly looking to him for direction, younger artists now find it difficult to come together. Small arguments have escalated without his guidance, and some supporters claim that the city's spirit has changed. According to music insiders, if Durk goes back home, everything might settle down once more. Via business, not via beef. Before his imprisonment, he was growing F into a legitimate brand, assisting artists and entering the fashion and media industries. He was unique because rap artists rarely have that kind of vision. Charleston White may believe that Durk is finished, but the streets have other ideas.
Voting president, they talking about taking Abe off the nickel and making Charlie Kirk face the same way as the other president. So then I already quit talking about him. So imagine what they're gonna do to Durk. And King Von, I'm sorry, they don't even talk about him no more. FBG Duck. Matter of fact, the old Blockians, y'all had a run. Now look at you. Y'all had you. No, just stuffed out of every goddamn body.
People still play his records like an anthem, and his message of peace keeps spreading even while he's silent. The longer he stays quiet, the more powerful his return becomes, because silence in this game can speak louder than any diss ever could. Even as the months go by, Durk's name keeps making waves across the industry. Artists who once kept their distance are now speaking up, calling him one of the few who managed to balance fame and faith without losing his identity. That alone says a lot about how much respect he still commands. Producers close to him say he's sitting on a vault of unreleased music, songs that reflect pain, maturity, and clarity. It's not just street talk anymore. It's storytelling from someone who's seen both sides of the game. Insiders describe the unreleased tracks as deeply personal, almost therapeutic. They say once those songs drop, it'll be impossible to deny that Durk's grown past his old image. Meanwhile, Charleston White keeps playing the provocateur role, throwing out theories, stirring conversation, and keeping his name tied to Durk's.
Him and King Von, them, and everybody was rest in peace, King Von. You better not say about nothing, King Von. And Durk was, boy, they was, boy, they laughed like a mother. Quando Rondo jumped up out that limo crying by the cousin. Oh, man. Boy, they laughed like a... Boy, when Quando Rondo dropped his flag and went to talking, man, I'm going crazy. Man, I can't sleep at night. I'm dreaming about people down. They laughed like a...
However, Durk's quiet brings his audience together, whereas Charleston's opinions split them. Every post, video, and leak causes immediate reactions, demonstrating that his impact endures even when he is incarcerated. What's really amazing is how Durk's image has changed within the industry. His name was associated with pandemonium a few years ago, a zaniness about tension, strife, and loss. These days, it's about adaptability and change. Even well-known companies that had previously maintained their distance are now subtly expressing interest once more as they see a moment of opportunity too huge to pass up. That story has been meticulously crafted by Durk's staff. He portrays himself as solid and attentive in every picture that appears and every word that is spoken. By creating tension and allowing followers to speculate about his next move, they are playing the long game. And with the entire world looking on, that mystery further strengthens his narrative. Many regard it as a rebirth, even though Charleston may refer to it as rebranding. Durk is a representation of someone who refuses to remain mired in the past, despite everything he has experienced, including fame, loss, pressure, and criticism. The purpose of the next chapter is not to disprove haters, he wants to prove himself correct. The narrator concluded by dissecting the legal aspect of the situation. Furthermore, it doesn't appear to be quite as dire for Lil Durk as some people think. Reports state that the so-called murder for hire argument is not very strong, and a RICO case would be the most serious avenue the authorities could attempt to follow. However, he clarified that it would be difficult to show even that. Prosecutors must provide unambiguous proof of ongoing criminal activity in addition to organized coordination for a RICO allegation to be successful.